Oh, what a machine!
This is cool.
Welcome to Putnam Park Road Course. This is measured by Motorvault. I'm Josh from Motorvault. We've got Eric from Verus Engineering and Dan Clarke, professional racing driver. We've got a special car behind us, a 2010 Dodge Viper ACR American Club Racer X. These cars are extremely rare. There are only 50 of these ever produced. And well, it's been modified a little bit by Eric and his company. So Eric, tell me about Verus Engineering, what you guys do. And then as well, tell me a little bit of what you've done to this car, which already was a track-going monster.
So we basically took over this project from Chris, the owner of Putnam Park, with the idea of adding some more downforce. And that's what we kind of specialize in, is aerodynamic and CFD analysis. So we took the base car, scanned it, and then started developing some products from there. We started with the splitter, some fender vents, side splitters, rear diffuser, and then a dual element rear wing on the rear. And ultimately what we came down to was something over 2 times what the factory car produced. We did some interior modifications as well per Chris's recommendation and desire, air shocks on the car as well, and then we revalved and put on higher spring rate springs for the KWs to deal with the increased load that the shocks are now seeing.
This car has had a lot of work done to it, and then the big thing is not only is it just doubled in the amount of downforce this thing creates, great background noises, is what kind of numbers actually does this make?
So Chris was really adamant about 3,000 pounds at 160, so that's what our goal was from the get-go, and that's what we ended up achieving. It was a little bit over, but right around there.
Those are some incredible figures. And now putting that to the pavement, Dan Clarke, so I know you've driven a lot of cars with super high downforce. What are you anticipating this car to do? Because we're taking this out here in a little bit and you're going to give it a full crack of the whip.
Well, I've driven this car quite a bit. During the stages that Eric and the guys at Verus were adding downforce elements to it and, you know, basically adding on the profiles they designed and modeled, I got to be the one that would try it. So in some ways, sometimes it was kind of in my hands of it to confirm that what they expected did happen, a sense of, you know, which part produced how much downforce and how did it make the car feel. But they already had modeled everything, you know, with computers and whatever else software. So really, I was just kind of the test mule in the seat, just confirming, like, yep, lots of downforce.
And it's great to have someone behind the wheel who knows what they're doing and can help build this project along the way. Because obviously, there's a lot of, you know, in this world, there's so many people that just kind of put things together and just see what happens. This has been a long-term project on already a great platform, because the ACR-X already was a 640 horsepower, 605 foot-pound of torque, track-going monster already with huge wings on it. Then we took it to the next level, and here's where we are. So it's going to be really incredible to see what you could do with this car on track, how it feels riding in it. And I'm really curious to see how incredible that downforce is with that rear wing and what you've done to this car, because the work is off the charts. And I love seeing it, and I know Chris does too. So appreciate both of you guys being here. And Eric, your work is off the charts. And you guys do a lot of great work, just not only on Vipers, you guys do more than that. You guys work on Porsches, and tell me else what other cars you guys work on.
Work on pretty much anything, but we have more of our more popular Supra, C8 Corvette, 350R. We have a bunch of Subaru products, and then yeah, Porsche lineup as well.
So the entire 10 yards of all modern performance. It's fantastic. Right. Love it. Got to keep diversified. So yeah, appreciate you coming out here, telling us about the car. And Dan, thank you for coming out and driving the car. I'm looking forward to taking a riding in it. And we're going to go see what this car can do on track here at Putnam Park Road Course.
at the one, and this thing just wants to turn in and squat, balance. So cool. You can feel everything, so you just feel like the car, you know, is just an extension of you, and it's doing everything you want it to.
Wow!
So you just can't not get in this car and feel like you're in a race car. Feel like you're so fast.
That rear end feels really solid. Yeah, I know that wing definitely helps with that.
Yeah, this is, everything's, as you'd expect, pretty mechanical.
There's no way in hell you could take a normal Viper through it like that. Whoa! Oh my God! Woo!
Nice little rotation on the throttle lift there.
Wow! Oh, what a machine! Holy shit! There we go. Woo! We're cooking! Oh my! Wow, this thing is dialed in. What a grip monster. Oh my God. The torque, the rotation, it's just absolutely dialed. Wow. Wow.
You just feel like you can feel the road. You can feel everything in the car. Everything's an extension.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this car's got a very unique feeling to it. Holy cow. Woo!
So you just feel like you're flying around. You feel the asphalt. It's so cool.
Yeah, baby. Track time in the Viper ACR-X has been completed, and I am thoroughly in love with this car. It is wicked fast. The power is one thing, but the braking, the cornering, and really understanding what the aerodynamics on this car can do is mind-boggling for such a big car. And with that big V10 in the front, it's a lot of fun. So, with all the work that you guys did to this, what actually really goes into the work of producing, doing all the CAD for all these pieces? Like what goes into the design work of it? It's such a unique part of a business.
Honestly, what it is a lot of man hours. So a guy behind a computer desk, designing every product, and we end up making manufacturing models, and then we send off those manufacturing models to be made out of carbon. So we have molds for the rear wing, we have molds for the front splitter, molds for the fender vents. So anything carbon gets specific molds to it, and then we actually produce that, and then we transposed it onto Chris's car for him.
That's fantastic. Now, how many wings and splitters do you actually go through to get to this final piece?
There's quite a bit of iteration. Yeah. So like it was an iterative process where we would say, hey, we got 2,500 pounds, and Chris would be like, more. So we just kept on making more and more and more. Most of it was developed on the front, and then the rear wing kind of just balances that out.
Fantastic. Custom performance. That's what this car is all about. And Dan, obviously you got to properly feel this car out again. And how did it feel on your end, especially with that rear wing on the back sticking you down?
Yeah, I mean, with most like good downforce, you really don't feel anything. That's the point. You know, you don't feel the tires sliding. It's suddenly a car that's capable of going even faster. And so if you don't feel anything in a corner, you're not going fast enough. So you just have to keep entering like turn 1 at Putnam Park faster and faster and faster until you start to feel the tires move a bit. And then it starts to tell you when you're near this new limit, and this new limit is now at a much higher speed. So that's how the downforce does its job.
And we got a full experience with that, because after the first couple laps, I could really kind of start feeling that car rotating and hitting and just on that little bit of an edge, but I still know you had more left to give in it. And with that being said, I mean, it was still absolutely on rails, and it really is incredible the way this car brakes, rotates. It is, it is eye-popping. So, yeah, appreciate you giving me a ride. That was a wild. Whoever has a chance to drive this, ride in this car, is going to be smiling ear to ear after they're done on track. And obviously Verus's work of making this car what it is a testament to their company and what they do. So Eric, thank you for coming out, joining us today. And thank you for the work that you do. And Dan, appreciate you coming out and ripping these cars around for us today. So thank you guys. No problem. The Dodge Viper is an American sports car with a ton of heritage, going all the way back to Carroll Shelby, a man who decided to do some dealings with Dodge and do his own take on a Cobra, but instead throw a massive V10 in the front of a Chrysler product. This is what they ended up with. The 3rd generation Viper ACR-X is a track weapon. There are only 50 of them made, and this one has got a little extra juice to it. It has the stock 640 horsepower engine, a little over 600 foot-pounds of torque, but with the massive rear wing by Verus Engineering, the fender vents, and that massive air dam up on the front, this car at 160 miles an hour makes over 2 times the stock downforce that a standard ACR-X makes. And by the way, those standard ACR-X run the Nürburgring in just over 7 minutes, in the same category as some of the fastest Paganis and Lambos on the road. This car is raw, it's visceral, it is a track monster, and I absolutely love it. While the Dodge Viper is a raw beast of a machine, no stability control, no traction control, this one has got a little extra to it to make it a little bit better driving, with auto blipping on the shifting. And as well, the ACR-X does have upgraded suspension components, shocks, sway bars, struts, the whole 10 yards, makes these cars handle even that much better than an ACR, which already is a track beast. And this one especially, with that huge rear wing, the diffuser on the back, this one absolutely rips around Putnam. And it really, really tests your neck to see how strong your upper body is when going around corners at high downforce. From the butterfly steering wheel to the side exit exhaust, the OZ racing wheels, this Viper is as pure as you can get for a track car. And at Motorvault, we love all enthusiast vehicles. And cars like this go right to the top of the list, because when you are on track, and you get put this thing through its paces, you are smiling from ear to ear. Some may say that the smile may be as large as this rear wing. With that being said, hope you guys like today's video on the ACR-X. Give us a like, follow, and a subscribe, and we will see you guys in further videos featuring absolutely badass rides like this.